Hello and a warm welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. I am Olajide Bello. Many thanks for joining us. Remember, you can watch this broadcast on our website nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen. Now, the days when farm produce transported from the northwest to the southwest perished a long way due to poor road conditions are gradually coming to an end. The Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway is emerging as a game-changing project designed not only to solve this long-standing challenge, but also to unlock economic opportunities along the corridor. Jonathan Omajale reports on the progress of work as the Presidential Communications team inspects critical infrastructure projects in Kebbi State.
This is one of the vast and fertile plains of Kebbi State, stretching far beyond what the eyes can fully capture. Blessed with rivers that support year-round farming, the state produces a substantial share of the food consumed in many homes across Nigeria. Yet, a large portion of this agricultural produce meant for markets in other parts of the country never gets to its destination. Poor road infrastructure often turns what should be a smooth journey into days of delay and hardship, with perishable goods lost along the way. It is against this backdrop that the construction of the Sokoto-Kebbi-Badagry Superhighway is being described as a strategic intervention.
There are perishable produce like tomato or onion. We easily get to the market where there is a huge demand. So it's a huge opportunity for the economy.
We have 40%, while in section B we have 16%.
I wish to commend Mr. President President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for this very courageous and commendable job.
You see the extent of the vision of Mr. President.
It's a project that was conceptualized since the time of Shagari 45 years ago. But Mr. President, because he's a courageous leader, because he's a bold leader, started this project.
For members of the Presidential Communications team who have seen these interventions firsthand, they represent a coordinated effort to unlock economic potential and drive sustainable growth across Nigeria. Jonathan Omajale, NTA News.
Now let's head to Bola Tinubu International Conference Center, where Vice President Kashim Shettima will be submitting President Tinubu's expression of interest form for the 2027 general elections. Meanwhile, our man Fisayo Gunsui is standing by. Fisayo, what do you have for us? Fisayo, can you give us an update of what is happening at the moment?
Welcome to the International Conference Center, and as you can see behind me, a very, very busy ambience right here. And if you can see what is on the wall is the All Progressives official submission and nomination and expression of interest form by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. As you can see, President Tinubu's political allies, his friends, staff, well-wishers, members of the All Progressives Congress, and in some cases just Nigerians interested in the country's political future, are here to see this momentous occasion. And one of them, a member of cabinet and someone who has also been a keen watcher of the Nigerian political space, His Excellency Atiku Bagudu, joins me at this time. You are looking resplendent in white at this time, but it seems as if there's a big business today in terms of Nigeria's date with destiny, as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu picks his expression of interest and returns his expression of interest, yes, and nomination form.
Yes. Well, I will start by saying a big thank you for giving me the opportunity to share with this moment where Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's nomination form for seeking to contest the 2027 presidential election is being returned to the party. This is a one of the clearest demonstration of the president's democratic credentials. He has always believed in true democracy, in a rule-based democracy in building institutions, particularly parties that will treat everyone equally. Mr. President has been through this process 4 years ago, where he participated in a fiercely contested primaries with numerous others. Some stepped down, but with numerous others before emerging triumphant. Today, as serving president, again, he is showing loyalty and respect to the party by going through the process that is enshrined in our party constitution.
All right, talking about this expression of fidelity for the party, you just spoke about the process about 3.5 years ago. Now, this administration, of course, will be clocking 3 years this month on the 29th of May. But, you know, if you are to compare and contrast at that time, that moment in history and this time, are you expecting another big playing field, or in terms of the different expressions that you've heard within the party, is the president being given a smooth sail by members of the party?
I can't believe, look, the president have said it numerous times. He wants to be remembered for doing the right thing. Bold, tough, pleasant, unpleasant, but he wants to be remembered for doing the right thing. So he has taken all the right steps, and God is blessing him for that, because a more united Nigeria is imagined. Today, I'm sure the governors that will be here will be at least 40% more than the governors that supported him in 2023, because the reforms he undertook have created results that have made governors, senators, legislators, chairmen of local government to say, look, this is the right thing to do. They have no reason to stay away, and they have joined him. So because of he was bold enough to say, let's do the right thing, the political unity has ensured. Mr. President, not only that, has generated confidence now. Infrastructure work is going across the country. Human capital interventions are going across the country. Innovations that we have not seen before in governance are being introduced almost daily, that are touching the lives of all Nigerians. And no doubt more Nigerians are uniting for the right reason behind President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Of course, we'll see how things unfold. Perhaps, of course, as things continue to unfold, we will continue to, meet the likes of you and, of course, ex-governors and current governors who continue to rally around the president as Nigeria's story is being told. That is the situation here at the International Conference. I must tell you that when we got in here, it was quite a deal trying to get into the premises. Supporters have thronged the International Conference Center, named Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference Center, aptly, because, of course, here we are with also his political friends. We are also here with members of the media, curious to see how things unfold here. And we'll be giving you minute-by-minute details of how this story goes here at the International Conference Center. Jide, it's back to you.
Many thanks, Fisaya, for that update. Moving on now, the federal government has flagged off a nationwide data verification exercise aimed at strengthening Nigeria's revenue allocation system as Jigawa State intensifies efforts to align with evolving socio-economic realities. Muhammad Musa Askira reports.
A team from the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, led by Barrister Imo Ekpan, has commenced a nationwide data verification exercise in Jigawa State as part of efforts to ensure fairness and accuracy in revenue allocation across Nigeria. The exercise is designed to review and update existing data used in sharing national resources among federal, state and local governments in line with current socio-economic realities. Barrister Ekpan noted that Nigeria's revenue allocation system has historically relied on established indices and proxies intended to promote equity. However, he emphasized that changing population dynamics, expanding infrastructure and emerging developmental challenges make periodic data verification imperative. He added that the outcome of the exercise will have far-reaching implications for the Federation, particularly in ensuring a more equitable distribution of resources.
The ongoing review of the revenue allocation formula has reached an advanced stage, and it has become necessary to validate the integrity and accuracy of the data that will ultimately inform the distribution of revenue across the Federation.
Your work and activities reflects on every citizen of this country. Therefore, this is a commission that is expected to be led by people with integrity, honesty, and unity.
Meanwhile, the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University, Dutse, Professor Ahmed Mohamed, has led members of the university's management team on a courtesy visit to Government House. The Vice Chancellor disclosed that the institution currently has over 22,000 students, including about 8,000 female students, and outlined plans to build on past achievements to further reposition the university for excellence. Governor Namadi assured the university management of his administration's commitments to consider their request and provide the necessary support to enhance the institution's development. In Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, MTN News.
And from across Nigeria and beyond, journalists gathered in Abuja with a shared focus improving how newsrooms verify information in an era of misinformation. At a technical summit on fact-checking, Juliana Nicholas reports that the Center for Media and Society, in collaboration with the European Union and other partners, is equipping reporters and editors with digital tools to strengthen accuracy and credibility. The report.
With content creation, either in terms of news gathering or in terms of program production, one must be very, very well equipped in the area of fast-checking.
As Nigeria moves closer to another election cycle, attention is turning to how information is checked and reported. Reporters, editors and broadcasters are being trained in Abuja to spotlight false claims and improve the accuracy of their works, with focus on digital tools and the growing role of artificial intelligence in newsrooms. The workshop, organized by the Center for Media and Society in partnership with development organizations, is aimed at strengthening trust in the media.
I have contributed a tripod to all of this problem. I've looked at technology, I have looked at regulation, and I have also suggested media literacy.
Demonstration of the AI fact-checking tool guide at this summit is therefore a significant development.
It is important to emphasize that AI tools do not guarantee absolute accuracy. As I previously noted, journalists should exercise discretion when utilizing these tools for fact-checking.
Nigeria's information ecosystem is under sustained pressure. The scale of the challenge before us demands a deeper, more coordinated response. And that is what the Center for Media and Society must produce.
A key highlight is the introduction of an AI-powered fact-checking guide designed to help media professionals identify misleading contents. Participants say the training will strengthen their ability to respond to false information and report with greater confidence.
Now let's talk some politics. The Social Democratic Party, SDP, has commenced screening of aspirants of elective positions, including the presidential seat. Kenneth Nanim reports that the national chairman of the party, Professor Abubakar Sadiq Gombe, also expresses the confidence that the party's convention, slated to hold on the 9th of this month in Bauchi, will be well conducted.
After an order, the aspirants, party officials and the screening committee members troop into the National Secretariat of the Social Democratic Party to begin with the screening exercise. The party having constituted committees for the smooth conduct of the convention.
We have finished all preparation toward the 2026 convention and presidential primaries of the party. We have about 4 statutory committees that were sworn in. We have the screening committee, then we have the screening appeal committee under the chairmanship of Alhaji Salisu Muhammad. Then we have the electoral committee under Dr. Edoa James Naime as the chairman.
The party's presidential candidate in the 2023 general election, who is also a presidential aspirant in the next year's general election, Adeola Adebayo, was the first to face the screening committee. Meanwhile, other aspirants at the state level will be screened in their various constituency offices. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Oil, Aneke Lukwebiri, has applauded the endorsement of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration and the re-election bid by the Working People United. He described it as a demonstration of growing grassroots confidence in ongoing reforms by the president. Lydia Sampson reports.
Aneke Lukwebiri gave the commendation when he received the group who paid them a courtesy visit in Abuja, where it outlined plans to mobilize nationwide support for the president.
As a working people, we have a stake in the political space. And to continue just to align only with trade union, without really coming out to also voice out. The group primary mandate for now is to first give unwavering support to the re-election of Mr. President.
Lukwebiri committed to supporting the group for a win-win process.
The least we can do is to work with you and to support you in any way that we can, so you can take this message and this mobilization to the remotest path. And nothing good comes without initial action. But you as leaders know that if some of these hard decisions were not taken, Nigeria would have been, Nigeria would have been bankrupt.
He assured that President Tinubu's administration is committed to changing the fortunes of Nigerians for the better. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Our former President Goodluck Jonathan says he will embark on wider consultations to decide whether or not he will contest the 2027 presidential election. He disclosed this in Abuja while playing host to a political support group on the banner of the Coalition for Jonathan 2027. Femoti Yusuf reports.
This is the second visit of the Coalition for Jonathan 2027 to the former President Goodluck Jonathan in 1 month. They went with 3 major requests. 1, for former President Jonathan to make commitment to run the 2027 presidential election, to immediately pick a presidential nomination form of any political party of his choice to contest the election, pledging to join him, and lastly, to offer them the opportunity to again vote for him come 2027.
We, young, old girls and boys, men and women, are all here crying for your voice to say yes to our request. We are asking you, sir, to kindly make a commitment to run for the 2027 presidential election.
Former President Goodluck Jonathan thanked the coalition for their firm belief in the nation's democratic ideals and promised to embark on wider consultations with the broad spectrum of the society before conveying his resolutions to them.
Contesting presidency is not a computer game. I have heard from the young people, I will consult. I cannot just wake up and say I want to be the president of Nigeria again. But I'm telling you that I will consult. If there's need to, fine, I will.
The Coalition for Jonathan 2027 is to further relay the outcome of the former president's decision to the public. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Now let's join Sadia Umar Digi in Sokoto for the continuation of Nationwide. Sadia.
The Sokoto State government has reaffirmed its commitment to combating malnutrition and strengthening the healthcare delivery system, especially for children, nursing mothers, and other vulnerable groups across the state. Governor Ahmad Aliyu stated this during an engagement with the country's Director of Nutrition, International at Government House, Sokoto.
A survey by UNICEF indicates that more than 260,000 children are affected by severe acute malnutrition, alongside concerns over low immunization coverage. To tackle the growing challenge, Governor Ahmed Aliyu said his administration remains determined to build a resilient healthcare system that guarantees access to quality healthcare services, especially for women and children. He emphasized the importance of partnerships with development organizations in tackling malnutrition and improving health outcomes across the state.
Over 1,500 nurses and midwives have been recruited and deployed. We have equally recruited 2,400 community health workers further ensure that primary health care centers are well established.
Earlier, the country director of Nutrition International, Dr. Osita Okonko, commended the state government's commitment to improving nutrition, noting that the organization has partnered with Sokoto State since 2007. He disclosed that over 2 million vitamin A capsules are distributed annually to children under the age of 5, alongside zinc and oral rehydration salts used in treatment of diarrhea, a major cause of child mortality.
Our collective goal is to reach every eligible child in every community across the states in a deliberate effort to drive down the high stunting rates reported in the state.
The partnership, supported by international donors, is aimed at expanding access to essential nutrition services and reducing child stunting across the state. In Sokoto, Abdullah Omar Ilalu, NTA News.
As Nigeria intensifies efforts to mitigate the impact of recurring floods, the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency has stressed the need for communities to adopt effective information and communication strategies aimed at safeguarding lives and livelihoods in flood-prone areas. Correspondent Abdul Jalil Muhammad Bawa reports that the call was made during a one-day stakeholders workshop organized by the agency in Birnin Kebbi, the Kebbi State capital.
For decades, Kebbi State has experienced recurring flooding that continues to affect communities and livelihoods, raising fresh concerns among authorities and stakeholders. In response, the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency organized a one-day stakeholders workshop in Birnin Kebbi focused on strengthening flood risk communication. The workshop brought together government officials, experts and community leaders to explore practical ways of reducing the impact of flooding. Experts say about 14,000 communities across the country are at risk, with forecast of above average rainfall heightening concerns for vulnerable states like Kebbi.
Adhering to the warning, first of all, then they will clear their drainages and their surroundings, not only drainage. Even in your own environment, if you don't clear it and put things in order, when the floods come, it will hit you harder.
The early warning information can now be cascaded from the national down to the community level through the use of traditional rulers, religious leaders.
Participants stressed that timely and accurate information can significantly reduce the impact of floods.
We will use our structure to cascade this to the local government and even to the community levels.
My call to farmers is, as usual, they should use the best seeds.
The workshop ended with a renewed commitment to improve coordination and public awareness to build more resilient communities. In Birnin Kebbi, Abdul Jalil Muhammad Bawa, NTA News.
And we now...
Sorry about that little glitch. Solomon Ayedeye is standing by in Lokoja to give us insight into what the concept of rebranding Kogi State is all about and its benefits. So, Solomon, take it up from here.
Yes, rebranding Kogi is a deliberate effort by the state government to reshape the unity and identity of the state. But more importantly, it is a deliberate effort by the government to make the state a destination hub for investment, for tourism, and also for technological innovation. But don't forget that Kogi State was created 34 years ago, and the state is endowed with both human and natural resources. And I can tell you that more than 30 mineral resources and solid minerals are abound in Kogi State. But as we speak, not all of them are tapped. They are inadequately tapped. And the Kogi State government is saying it is time to tap into these resources and reposition the economy and the development of the state. And that's exactly what Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo is out to do with the rebranding of Kogi State. As we speak, he has made it an effort to unlock the potentials, including that of blue economy, leveraging both rivers Niger and Benue that passes through Kogi State, and of course the abundant human and natural resources that are in the state. The state government also have it that Government alone cannot do it, and that is why the government is wooing both local and international investors to come and do business in the state, while the government provides the enabling environment, including security, land, and ease of doing business to ensure that Kogi State is repositioned for better. And at the end of the day, the people of Kogi State will benefit, the state government will benefit, and of course Nigeria as a whole will benefit.
Many thanks, Solomon, and we do hope that the rebranding Kogi will surely yield positive results in years to come. Many thanks for your input.
You're welcome.
The House of Representatives has passed key amendment bills on the Electoral Act and the Nigerian Police Trust Fund as they scaled third reading. It passed the 2026 budget of the Federal Capital Territory and its area councils. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo reports that the House reconsidered and passed the National Identity Management Commission Act Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2026.
The Electoral Act amendment bills for the provision of jurisdiction for pre-election matters to provide technology-driven modes for service of election petition and the Nigerian Police Trust Fund Repeal and Reenactment Bill, having been considered and approved at previous sittings, have now been read a third time.
A bill for an act to amend Electoral Act 2026 to provide for the jurisdiction of pre-election matters and for related matters, third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Electoral Act 2026 to provide for the flexible, reliable, and technology-driven mode for service of election petition process and for related matters. Third reading.
Read the third time and passed. The House passed 2.2 trillion naira 2026 budget of the Federal Capital Territory and its area council as the report on the Niger Delta Development Commission on the 2026 budget of the NDDC of 1.7 trillion naira was approved.
1,741 billion is for capital project.
1,750 billion for Niger Delta Development Commission. Representative Bukar Tarba raised concern over the need to resettle about 10,000 internally displaced persons of Marte taking refuge in Mongono local government area of Borno State.
The Northeast Development Commission and Northeast Development Commission, and to provide them with 10,000 tents for the returning IDPs, and also give them, empower women and youth returning to Marte local government.
The factions continued on the floor, with Omar Ajilo moving from PDP to ADC, Mohammed El Rufai, APC to ADC, Suleiman Richifa, PDP to ADC, Abdul Hakim Kamilu Ado, ADC to NDC, Joshua Obika, APC to NDC, and Esosa Iyawe from APC to NDC. The House has adjourned to Tuesday, 2nd of June, 2026, for party primaries. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTN News.
Now let's head back to Bola Tinubu International Conference Center, where Fisayo will be giving us more updates. Fisayo.
Thank you very much, Jide. You can see that I'm the only person who's not an excellency in this lineup. Governor of Plateau State is right here, Kele Mufwang, and Governor of Ondo State, Loki Aida Tiwa, is right here. Excellencies, just give us a sense of what is happening today.
Well, it's a privilege and honor to be here to join the company of many distinguished Nigerians to submit the nomination for an office. We're here because we believe he deserves it, because he is certainly putting in his best to make sure that Nigeria recovers from where he met it and put it on the trajectory of growth and development. We're here to support.
I'm from the Southwest. Comments on the president, his stewardship, 3 years in office.
Thank you. The event here today is a solidarity gathering in support of our president to submit his nomination form. He's the #1 citizen of this country and the leader of our party, and which he is. And for us, every members of our party the Governors Forum, the Parliament have endorsed him for the second time. And that endorsement came because we saw all that he has been able to do in the last almost 3 years. We can see those things, we can feel them, we can touch them. Is it the NEL Fund, loan for students? Is it the infrastructural development? The security that was so bad before now is getting better by the day. And so many other things that the economic policy of the president that has changed the narrative of our nation. Even international relation, you can see all that is working for our country. Nigeria is being regarded now, as a country to be reckoned with among its members, among its peers internationally. All of these because we have a president who is deliberate, intentional, who prepared to lead this nation, and that is exactly what he's doing. So we cannot but give him the mandate to return him for the second time.
All right, thank you very much. In a few short moments, the program will begin. Thank you, Excellency.
Thank you.
All right, so that is the situation right here. Very shortly, we will see the arrival of the Vice President, and events will commence. As we've been telling you, it is, a gathering of the who's who's as far as the APC is concerned, and of course, the event is about to unfold. Jide, is back to you.
Many thanks, Fisayo, and do not forget to also express your interest before leaving that venue. The Federal High Court sitting in Kaduna has declined to vary the bail conditions of the former Kaduna State Governor, Nasir El-Rufai, who is standing trial before it. Justice Rwanu Aikawa gave the order in an interlocutory application seeking a variation in the bail condition. In this matter, El-Rufai is being prosecuted at a 9-count charge by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC. On April 14th, the trial judge, Justice Rwanu Aikawa, had granted to the defendant, who is standing trial on allegation corruption and abuse of office. Justice Aikawa admitted Nasir El-Rufai to bail in the sum of 200 million with 2 sureties in like sum. The court, however, ordered that the defendant remains in ICPC custody pending the fulfillment of the bail conditions, which he asked the court to vary. The court adjourned the matter to 1st of June 2026 for continuation of trial. A Katsina State Governor, Diko Umar Rada, has honored the memory of late President Umar Musa Yar'Adua, describing him as a distinguished Nigerian leader whose truthfulness, honesty and integrity will continue to be remembered. The tribute was paid during activities marking the 16th anniversary of the late president.
Yar'Adua, who died on May 5, 2010, is remembered annually for his dedication to national service and commitment to public duty. Governor Rada reflected on his leadership style, noting that he governed with sincerity and humility while exercising authority with restraint rather than self-interest.
There was no one in Katsina State who was not touched by the late Yar'Adua. At the time, everyone was blessed by him in some way, and through his efforts, he have set Katsina State on the path of development.
The governor acknowledged Yar'Adua's contribution to Katsina State, stating that his leadership significantly influenced the region's development direction. On behalf of his family, the Katsina State government and the people of Katsina, Governor Rada prayed for peaceful repose of the late president's soul.
But that's the much we'll be able to take on that report now. Let's